Episode 2. Piazza of Passion. A sea of masks swallowed Siena's piazza, each face concealed beneath silken feathers, laughter spilling like wine from unseen lips. Maria weaved through the crowd, the scent of jasmine and burnt sugar trailing behind her. A mask of deep red hid her smirk, the velvet pressing against her cheekbones. The night hummed with stolen glances and whispered temptations. Music coiled around the bodies swaying beneath the lanterns, a waltz laced with something darker. A presence lingered at her back, deliberate, confident. A whisper brushed against her ear. Some masks only hide so much. She turned. Midnight blue eyes peered through an obsidian mask, the sharp cut of his jaw strikingly familiar. The stranger did not move, did not falter. The air between them tightened. A gloved hand reached for hers, the grip firm, possessive. He led her through the press of bodies, past murmured secrets and half-finished desires. A doorway swallowed them whole, candlelight flickering against stone walls. Her breath was steady, her pulse traitorous. "I've seen those eyes before." The mask tilted, the corners of his mouth curving just enough. "You used to know their name." Memories cracked open, fleeting touches, laughter drowned in the hum of summer cicadas, a promise left behind in the shadow of a setting sun. She reached for his mask. He caught her wrist before the silk could slip free. A challenge. A dare. Her smile burned hotter than the lantern swinging above the city. "Then dance with me," she said, stepping back toward the square, the night air thick with the scent of spiced wine and possibility. The music changed, sultry and sharp. The crowd parted for them, as if drawn by the unspoken force curling between their bodies. The first step struck the stones like a gauntlet thrown. The second, an answer. He followed her lead, or maybe she followed his. The space between them burned, the rhythm demanding more. His hand pressed against the small of her back, pulling her closer, their breath mingling in the cool night. Footsteps quickened, hips twisting, bodies moving like a blade's edge, sharp, deliberate, reckless. Applause surged around them, but neither turned their heads. The music pushed them harder. Her nails traced the fabric at his shoulder. His fingers gripped her waist with a pressure that sent a shiver down her spine. Their bodies pressed closer, heat radiating in the space where breath turned shallow. A final spin. A dip that left her gasping, his lips a whisper from hers. The moment held. The mask stayed on. Then, the first firework cracked above them, splitting the night open with silver and red. Gasps filled the square, heads tilted toward the sky. He stepped back, the absence of his touch as startling as the explosion above them. Her pulse still echoed the music, the ghost of his grip lingering against her skin. The mask slipped from his fingers, tumbling to the cobblestones before disappearing beneath a swirl of skirts and laughter. By the time she turned back, he was gone. The next morning, the city carried on, unaware of the fire still licking at her skin. But Maria never forgot eyes that spoke in unfinished sentences.